Apologies in advance for the quality of this video. Once again, I am recording on my phone because although I do have a vlogging camera, it's refusing to charge right now, and I have to wait until I'm able to actually get out and get a new cord for it before I can use it again. Hooray! Tech problems. I already know that the title alone of this video could cause some controversy, so all I want to ask you guys before I get too far into it is please don't make any comments until you've watched the entire video. It's not necessarily what you think it's going to be. Just in case you are new to goth YouTubers, I'm gonna give a quick rundown of who Snowy Lowther is for anyone who may not know, but I'm sure most of you do. Snowy Lowther is one of the bigger goth YouTubers. I consider anyone a big goth YouTuber if they've managed to at some point get beyond the 100k subscribers point, because for anyone who is alternative on YouTube, it's extremely difficult for us to go beyond that number, and it takes us an extremely long time to get there because we have a more limited audience than, say, a beauty guru. Snowy Lowther primarily does videos on more trad goth styles, like trad goth hair, trad goth makeup looks, easy goth fashion and beauty for people who are new to subculture. She likes to talk about her favorite goth bands, and she periodically does Q&As. She gets on pretty well with people. She's a very nice person. She's never really been part of any huge controversy or issues with anybody, because if someone does have an issue with her, she tends to just brush it off and not give in to the drama, because at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. Snowy used to post to her YouTube channel a lot, but it slowed down a little bit more in the past couple of years. She still does post videos, just not as often as she used to. She is more often seen on her Instagram account. And her Instagram account is actually the sole reason for this video, because at the beginning of the summer, Snowy decided to take a 3-month holiday abroad. And she went to extremely warm countries. By extremely warm, I mean she knew going into it that there was no hope for any makeup. Don't even try to wear it, so she didn't. She didn't wear any makeup for any of her photos because it would have just melted off of her face and clogged her pores and caused a bunch of issues. And she also knew it was not the type of climate to be dressing in full goth attire for. If she was walking around a country that hot in all black, she would have passed out or possibly even given herself heat stroke, and it's just not worth it. So she opted to wear very light white shorts, spaghetti straps, things like that instead, so that she could be more comfortable. And she posted as often as she could to her Instagram so people who follow her would know what she was doing in each country she visited. When Snowy got back home, she was obviously able to return to her usual style. She started doing her makeup again. She started dressing the way that she usually does again, doing her hair the way she usually does again. Everything was back to normal because she was back in a climate where it was appropriate. And I saw people in the comments of those photos saying, "Yay, you're goth again." So the question stands, is Snowy Lowther still goth? My answer is yes, she is. She never stopped being goth, not even when she was abroad and wearing very light, breezy, bright colors. At the end of the day, regardless of where she was in the world and regardless of what she looked like, Snowy's life basically revolves around the goth bands that she loves. It revolves around The Cure predominantly. It revolves around Susie Sue. Everything on her bedroom wall is goth related, pretty much. And that never left her. That never left her heart. That never left her mind the entire time she was on holiday. And I don't think it's right that people hold her to this impossible standard that she is only goth if she looks the part. And I do think that part of that comes down to the fact that she does have a relatively large following for a goth social media influencer. And it's just not fair. I mean, I'm goth, and I very often have to go to the hospital. Obviously, the gowns in hospitals are like blue, white, colors like that. They are not black. Does that mean when I'm in the hospital, I'm just not goth anymore? No, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Just like my sister is kind of a metalhead. And if she's going to someone's wedding, she's obviously not going to be wearing like an Ozzy Osbourne t-shirt and torn up jeans, because she knows there's a time and a place for everything and it's not appropriate there. I know some people honestly might not realize how obnoxious they're coming off when they do that, and that's part of why I wanted to make this video. It's very rude to assume that just because she looked different to how she normally does when she was in very warm countries, that it automatically means she isn't goth. She put that label on herself because that is what makes her happy, and that is what really matters when you get down to the bare bones of all of it. So please stop assuming that she wasn't goth just because she was trying to avoid heat stroke, and understand that goth is a state of mind. It is a love for a certain genre of music, and it really doesn't matter what you look like. You are goth if you feel that you are goth. Do something that makes you happy today, no matter what anyone else thinks about it, and I will see all of you again soon.